It was a cold, quiet night in the city of Rewa. The streets were mostly empty except for a few night guards sitting around small fires, talking in low voices. Inside the grand mansion of Governor Bola, the most powerful man in Rewa State, the lights were still on. He sat alone in his study, staring at a letter that had just been slipped under his door. The letter was written in red ink, and it had only a few words: "We know your secret. Step down, or face the consequences." Governor Bola's hands shook as he read the words again. His heart pounded. He looked around the room, making sure no one was watching. Then, he grabbed the letter and threw it into the fireplace. The flame swallowed it instantly, but the message was burned into his mind. What secret? He whispered to himself. Who knows? His mind raced through the years. He had climbed to power through hard work, but he had also made many enemies. There were things he had done, things only a few people knew. If the letter was real, then someone was coming for him. Bola stood up and walked to his desk. He picked up his phone and dialed a number. "Hello, Sonny," he said in a low voice. "We have a problem." Sonny was the governor's most trusted ally, a man who handled his dirty work. He arrived at the mansion within minutes, dressed in black, his face expressionless. "You called, Excellency," Sonny said, sitting down. Bola handed him a piece of paper where he had rewritten the message. Sonny read it, his face calm. "Who could have sent this?" Bola asked. Sonny thought for a moment. "It could be anyone, but I have a feeling someone inside your circle is behind this. Only those close to you know the things you've done." Bola swallowed hard. He had trusted very few people: his deputy, Jibril, his chief of staff, Madam Zainab, and his longtime friend, Senator Lado. Could one of them have betrayed him? "There is only one way to find out," Sonny said, his eyes dark. "We set a trap." The next morning, Bola called a special meeting. His closest allies sat around the long table in his office. "My friends," he said, forcing a smile, "I have received a threat. Someone wants to bring me down." Jibril, the deputy governor, leaned forward. "Who would dare?" "I don't know yet," Bola said, watching their faces carefully. "But I need all of you to be extra careful. We must find this enemy before they destroy us." Madam Zainab, the sharp-eyed chief of staff, nodded. "I will increase security and watch everyone closely." Senator Lado, Bola's childhood friend, laughed. "Whoever they are, they don't know who they are dealing with." But Bola wasn't convinced. Someone in that room was lying. That night, Bola barely slept. He kept hearing footsteps outside his door. At exactly 2 a.m., his bedroom window shattered. A dark figure jumped inside, holding a knife. Bola rolled off his bed just in time. The assassin lunged at him, but Bola grabbed a chair and swung it. The man fell, groaning in pain. Guards rushed in, and within seconds, the intruder was caught. When they removed his mask, Bola gasped. It was Musa, his personal driver for 10 years. Musa's face was bruised, and his eyes were wide with fear. "Who sent you?" Bola demanded. Musa hesitated, then whispered a name that made Bola's blood run cold. "It was Jibril, sir. Your own deputy governor." Bola's knees almost gave way. His most trusted man had betrayed him. But why? As he stood there, his mind spinning, he suddenly realized something was. If Jibril was behind this, then the real danger was just beginning. Governor Bola stared at Musa, his heart pounding. His own deputy, Jibril, had ordered the attack. It didn't make sense. He had trusted Jibril with his life. Sonny, who had been standing in the shadows, stepped forward and grabbed Musa by the collar. Why would Jibril want the governor dead? Musa coughed, his lips trembling. He said the time for change has come. That you have stayed in power for too long. He wants to take over. Bola clenched his fists. The constitution still gave him 3 more years as governor, yet Jibril was already plotting to replace him. Where is Jibril now? Bola asked. Musa hesitated. He He is meeting someone tonight. At the old warehouse near the river. Sonny and Bola exchanged glances. We go there, Sonny said. But we go prepared. An hour later, Bola and Sonny, dressed in dark clothes, arrived at the old warehouse. They parked at a safe distance and approached quietly. Inside, voices echoed in the darkness. Bola and Sonny hid behind a stack of crates and listened. This governor is too stubborn, Jibril's voice said. If he doesn't step down, we force him out. And if he refuses, another voice asked. Then we remove him permanently. Bola's breath caught in his throat. He peered through the gap between the crates and saw Jibril shaking hands with Senator Ledo, his childhood friend. Bola's stomach twisted. Two of his most trusted allies were plotting against him. We need to leave, Bola whispered. Now. But before they could move, a gun cocked behind them. You shouldn't have come here, Excellency, a voice said coldly. Bola turned slowly. Madam Zainab stood there, a pistol aimed at his chest. Bola felt his blood turn to ice. Madam Zainab too. Was there anyone he could trust? You, he whispered. Zainab smirked. You really thought we would let you rule forever? Jibril and Ledo turned at the sound of her voice. When they saw Bola, their eyes widened in shock. You fool. Zainab. Jibril hissed. You should have killed him first before revealing yourself. Bola saw his chance. In one swift motion, he kicked over a crate, knocking Zainab's hand upward. The gun went off, the bullet missing him by inches. Sonny sprang into action, punching one of Jibril's men. The warehouse erupted in chaos. Bola lunged at Jibril, grabbing him by the collar. I trusted you, he roared. Jibril sneered. That was your mistake. He pulled a knife from his pocket and slashed at Bola's arm. Bola stumbled back, blood dripping from his sleeve. Jibril raised the knife for another attack, but before he could strike bang, Jibril's body jerked. His eyes widened in shock. He staggered, then collapsed to the ground. Bola turned. Sonny was holding a smoking gun. I had to, Sonny said, breathing heavily. He would have killed you. 2 days later, Jibril's assassination was all over the news. The government called it a failed coup attempt. Sonny entered Bola's office, his face grim. Ledo fled to a foreign country. He's gathering support. Bola exhaled sharply. Then he'll come back for me. Sonny placed a file on Bola's desk. Inside were photos of a powerful businessman shaking hands with Ledo. They are building an army, Excellency. And they won't stop until you're gone. The war was just beginning.